I don't know if I'm gonna do a little bit of drawing right now. I need to look at. I need to do a few things. So one of those things I need to do is I need to get this a little bit more precise. I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out where things are placed in this area. So what I might do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these squares smaller, and I'm going to use that information to help guide my decision making. I don't need it so much around on the peripheral, but I need to know where the nose, certain things are lining up on the nose and on the eye and on the lips, because I'm making things a little bit either too big or too small, and so I need to correct that. So I'm going to refine this grid a little bit more. Probably use a pencil. Why not? I was going to use a what you call it, a pen, but I decided on not doing that. We're just going to make a bunch of score lines here at the half. I typically make at least 3. So I did 1, 2. I'm going to make another set up here where I can see it a little bit better. And I'm sure it's lining up right. Okay. Looks good. I might even do a 4 just for good measure. So make something like right here. And then we're going to do another set right here. I did 4 marks, score marks, which is a little bit much. But since I'm doing a live stream, it makes it kind of difficult for me to think. And also, normally I get like really close, but I don't want to have my face get into the frame. Typically, I don't know why. It's just something I don't like doing. It just looks weird. The face, I mean, something like that. So I made another line, as you can see, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make another set. Now, a lot of artists will do really, really tiny grids. Or they'll use a projector. Or or now they're using the Oculus. You know, they're using an Oculus to create this, so they can just trace it. Which would be that might be something I look into in the future. That might be my next big deal, because this is time consuming. If I could skip steps, you know, if I can skip steps and get my image onto the paper quicker, I think that's probably what you want. So like, you could use like an Oculus or VR head unit to set it up so it traces it and it scales it up to whatever scale you want to. And it's just a tool that you use. It's like doing this. This is a tool, you know, that you use to get your idea or your image that you're going to be drawing onto the surface of the paper or whatever surface that you're working on. It's not like good or bad. It's just something you do. I mean, a lot of Renaissance artists, man, a lot of them, they didn't do like 80% of their paintings. They had like a giant assembly line of like apprenticed artists to do like 80% of the work, and then the artist would come in and the final touches. There's artists now that don't even do their work. They're millionaires. They just hire a bunch of photorealistic artists to do their own work, do their ideas. A giant manufacturing studio, basically. So I think for the if I can get these extra good grid lines done for in this live stream, I think that will be a success because generally drawing grids is kind of boring. They take a lot of time consuming. And perhaps maybe in the future I might even go smaller. Like I might shrink if I have if I notice I'm struggling with the eyes and nose and mouth even more. I might even down to like 1/4 of an inch instead of a half inch, and do that on my drawing itself as well. There we go. All right. And once I do this, I got to do the same thing on the big piece of paper right after this. So this happened on the big piece of paper. It's a slow process. And yeah, if you ever struggle with proportions and look up how to do a grid drawing or how to use the grid, and you can use that as a tool to get your idea on the surface of the, and people will think like, wow, you're super good at drawing because you're able to get the proportion scale, it's not cheating, it's just a tool. Some people think it's cheating though. It's just a tool that you use. Like I remember back in the day, if you told someone that you did a drawing digitally, they thought you were cheating. They thought like, oh yeah, you just took a shortcut. And fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so we have, this is the area that I need to focus on. I don't think I won't have any problems here, necessarily here. And then we just got to do the same thing. It's the same thing to this. On this one though, what we got to do, instead of half inch, we got to do 1 inch grid lines. So we have 1 inch grid lines. Basically, I got to do upside down. Basically, G to C and 8. So here from at this point and to 5. Yeah. So we're going to do here. Wait. F. Sorry. Just start here. I'm going to make little X marks. Not a good idea, but I just need to know where things are at. And then X marks here. And you can always erase these afterwards anyways. And then X marks here. All right, so now time to do my 1 inch grids, because these are 2 inch by 2 inch squares. Okay. 5, 5 to 8, 8, and then C, 5, C5. It's kind of like bingo. F5. Bingo! What'd I win? Oh, nothing. A round of applause. Yay! That's what I wanted. Oh no, I might be getting in the picture frame. All right, just make little score marks. So when you make score marks, you want to make sure that you're not doing them this way. You want to make them go. You want to make sure they're going vertical. You want to make sure that they follow the same line direction as the lines on the ruler. If you have them going this way, you're going to have errors as time goes on. I'm gonna move this out of the way a second. Just gonna move this a little. Make sure I'm. Oh no, I'm hitting the camera with my head. It's literally in my face. It's right in my face. Hey, how are you doing there? And we're gonna go ahead and do the same right here. Making sure it lined up pretty good. And then kind of move it so I can see it right here a little bit. There you go. And then we got to do another set. Oh gosh, it's so I got to move it around. Sorry, it's not going to be the perfect angle. I want it to be okay. We're going to flip this around. Have this thing closer to me. Okay, there we go. Yeah. This is this one thing you have to do sometimes. I wish I did it earlier. I think next time I'm to. I think I do better when the grids are tighter, smaller. Some people are really good with a larger grid. I think I kind of gravitate to the grid being a little closer. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna try to move it. Jeez. It's easier to move the drawing than the camera. Okay. And let's do more for good measure. We're gonna do 4 score marks. Okay. Ah, I'm banging my head on the camera. I don't think my camera's tightened in right. It's all moving around too much. The light's in the way. I got markers everywhere. But very slow process. But it is what it is, really. I think next time, 1-inch grid lines. Do 1-inch grid lines all the way through, just as a way. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put it on its side right here, and then we're gonna make our lines. We're gonna make our lines, and we're gonna go from there. Yeah, it's gonna take me about 30 minutes to do this. Jeez. It's just how it is, though. I'm gonna. Pardon me. Oh my gosh. It's just how it is. It's just how drawing is, really. Drawings are never quick. Oops. I actually went past it. It's fine. Well, we're just gonna go. We'll make the grid stop there. Darn. I didn't. I knew the square. I had X right here, and I went past X. I always do this. Oh man. And I'm also drawing the lines a little heavy, to be honest with you. I need to draw them lighter than this. I'm using a rather dark pencil, which is not good. You want to be using like something that has an H on it. The darker the pencil early on, the more difficult it is to erase. And I don't know why I just defaulted to stopping right there. This seems like the thing to do, apparently. That's where I'm stopping to now. It's not going to help me. I did it 3 times. And I'm going to stop, actually, because right here is... it's just a gray tone. I'm gonna have to erase it, so there you go. So this whole area, I messed up. Don't do that. Don't do as I do. All right, now time to do the 1 by 1 here. Just gonna, you gotta look at where you're at, and make sure you got your you're all lined up. I think I'm all lined up. I think we're all good. Make a little mark at the inch mark, inch mark, inch mark, and there we go. And do one. Right here. I'm going to make a mark right here. Inch mark. Inch mark. Inch. And inch mark. And then we got one more to do, which is right here. And it's in the way of everything. So we're going to go ahead and that, and I think that's good. There we go. And just like before, oh my gosh, my ruler must be dirty. Look at those scuff marks. Jeez. Oh my gosh. I need to clean my rulers before I do this. Give them a bath. That is upsetting. That's sad. That makes me sad. Because now I got to figure out how I can erase all that. Fortunately, erasers now are like super good. They're like super effective. They can almost erase anything now. Like the way that they're constructed. I made these way too dark. Oh my gosh. I'm learning a lot as I do this. Because I haven't done a grid drawing like this in forever. And typically when I do a grid drawing, I just leave the grid lines in there. I don't even care. Like I care, but I like to show the process. You know, I don't like to conceive I did the drawing. A lot of artists will like go through all this process of like removing how they did it. It's like a magician. How'd you do that? I'm not going to tell you. I tell you. Why would I tell you that? If I told you all my secrets, then I couldn't be a magician. All right. Okay, well that's that. Now, I guess for a few minutes, I'm just going to, I don't know, man. I gotta grab a pencil, and I'm not looking here. I'm not gonna draw up here because in order for to do what I really want to do, which is this, I need to set up. I don't like drawing like table flat. I need it I need my drawing like elevated, or I need to set this up on my easel, and I'll do that after the live stream. So since I typically do a live stream for about 30 minutes, I am going to just add some value in some areas. So I'm gonna grab my pencil, and we're just gonna go ahead and uh, well, we're gonna on number 4 here, which as you can see is almost pitch black, and then like right around here, which I kind of drew a little bit, it's kind of like foggy. Um, and on 5, I'm a little bit on the side because it feels like it rounds out a little bit more. You know, I can't tell really. Like it rounds out something like that, so it's a little rounded. And then 3, this is where this is kind of weird. Like, so when you look at number 3, where is the line? Like, where does her hair begin and end? And that's the challenge. Where does it begin and end? And so you just have to play around with it until you get it to a level, or until you get it to where you want it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to kind of shade this area for about 10 minutes. Not really getting much done. Super boring. Tomorrow, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and work on this area, but because of the drawing, because of the still life where it's at, I'm going to just shade. We're just going to shade for a little while. Just going really slow. I'm not trying to press too hard. Using a 3H. Go faster if you like. You can get like a harder pencil. But I typically like I like to build up my value in layers. I don't like that you have to do that because I appreciate the outcome that it has. It has a weird looking. It keeps the tooth of the paper present later on in a drawing, you know. So the drawing had the tooth of the paper. Where the heck am I? I'm on C3 C3 is dark all the way right around here, and then it gets something like this. Sometimes you lose sight where you're at, where you're drawing. One of my goals, maybe my goal for this year, is to get my studio in such in order so that I can have an actual drawing table. I don't have a drawing desk like those nice Illustrator desks that you see people having on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram on the RAM, bro. They have these nice tables. Like I don't have a table. I have like work benches that I built myself, and a work myself, and a giant wall that doubles as a. It's not a wall, but it's an easel. It doubles as an easel. You know. Slow. I'm not gonna lie. This type of process. If you want to see like, you never see it. You never see this type of stuff happening in other work. It's not a fast process. This is the type of thing that you would watch, maybe if you're like eating dinner or something, or just casually doing like you're doing something else. Like maybe you might be doing chores, you know. Maybe you're double screening it. You know how everyone's doing double screens nowadays. They do double screens. I got 5 more minutes. Less than five. I just wanted to do four. Today, I wanted to do an hour. I talked about this earlier in my another live stream. Is my goal. I got goals for the year already, and one big goal is to get to the point where I draw for 4 hours a day. It doesn't have to be 4 hours straight, although that would be nice. Um, and currently, and for like 2000 in 2025 and currently, I have been trying my darndest to get just an hour in, and to get in 2 hours, it's like I'm sacrificing um, sleep. I'm sacrificing a lot just to squeeze in that extra hour. And some people like are drawing obsessed. You know, they can get by with 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep, and as long as they get a ton, like they're drawing in, they're happy. Me, I think maybe when I was younger I could have got away with that, but now I'm like, oh man, I just want some sleep, dude. I think the reason why I want sleep so much is because it's like a commodity. It's such a commodity. When you get older, you're like, so you just want to sleep. You know, you don't get the sleep enough. But yeah, as I said, really slow process. Um, and you just have to take it step by step. Yeah, real slow. Number 4B. Let's kind of do something like this color in. A lot of this drawing, I won't have to erase any of my crew. It's gonna be so dark. Like like right here, you can see some grid lines, but I'm gonna make it even darker. I need my eraser. Where's my eraser? Oh, there's my eraser. All right, we're coming in. Hey, thank you. Um, Thanks for stopping by. But I got it going. My phone's actually about 10% power. I will be back tomorrow to work on this, and it'll be a little bit more productive. Thank you so much for dropping by. You all rock. Cheers.